Dear students, today in this video we are going to learn about exothermic reactions and endothermic reactions. Whenever the chemical reactions are taking place, the reactions are associated with the heat absorbed or heat given out. Heat is absorbed and given out in various types of reactions, and according to the reactions they are classified as exothermic and endothermic reaction. This classification is totally based upon either the heat is absorbed or given out in a reaction. Exothermic reaction, the process or reaction in which heat is given out or liberated, is called as exothermic reaction. In the nature as well as in our surrounding, there are the many processes or the chemical reaction in which heat is generated or heat is given out or heat is liberated, and such type of reactions are called as exothermic reactions. In our daily life we can see many processes where heat is given out, and such processes are formation of water from ice, dissolution of sodium hydroxide in water. In the process of dilution of sulfuric acid with water, large amount of heat is liberated. The examples of exothermic reactions are: number 1, burning of wood, burning of candle, or burning of paper. When the pellets of sodium hydroxide are dissolved in water, aqueous sodium hydroxide is formed and heat is liberated. Similarly, when carbon is burnt in oxygen or burnt in air, carbon dioxide is formed by liberating large amount of heat. All these are the examples of exothermic reaction. The second type of reaction which is associated with the heat, that is the endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction is that reaction in which heat is absorbed. To bring out some reactions, heat is to be supplied from the outside. The processes like melting of ice, dissolution of ammonium chloride takes place by absorbing heat from the outside. The daily example in our life, that when we have to melt the ice, we have to supply the heat from the outside. In this process, the heat is absorbed by the reactants from the outside, and that's why this reaction is the example of endothermic reaction or endothermic change. The examples of endothermic reaction are: number 1, decomposition of calcium carbonate into calcium oxide and CO2. When calcium carbonate is strongly heated, it undergo decomposition to form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide gas is liberated. Second example, decomposition of potassium chlorate into potassium chloride and oxygen. When potassium chlorate is strongly heated in the presence of catalyst like manganese dioxide, it forms potassium chloride and oxygen. These two examples and many more examples are the examples of endothermic reaction. In these reactions, we have to supply the heat from the outside to carry out the chemical reaction, and that's why such reactions are named as or termed as endothermic reactions. Many reactions are taking place in our surrounding, but some reactions are slow reaction while some reactions are fast reaction. In this section of the video, we will discuss about the factors which affect the rate of a chemical reaction. Many chemical reactions are taking place in the surrounding, but some reactions are completed in short time while some reaction require a long time for completion. The reaction which are completed in a very short time are termed as fast reaction, while the reaction which takes a long time for completion is called as slow reaction. For example, digestion of food, it takes a long time for completion, that's why it is a slow reaction. The rate of a chemical reaction depends upon following factors. Number 1, nature of the reactants. Number 2, size of the particles of the reactants. Number 3, concentration of the reactants. Number 4, temperature of the reactants. And the last number 5 number, that is the catalyst. All these factors means nature of the reactants, size of the particles of the reactants, concentration of the reactants, temperature of the reactants and catalyst, they affect the rate of a chemical reaction. We will discuss about the impact of all these factors on the rate of a chemical reaction. Factor which affects the rate of chemical reaction is nature of the reactants. When the reactants combine with two or more other reactants, then the rate of a chemical reaction depends on the nature of the reactants. For the completion of a reaction, the nature of reactant also play very important role. Look at this example. When magnesium and zinc are reacted with dilute hydrochloric acid in two different test tubes, hydrogen is liberated and water soluble salts are formed. Magnesium reacts faster with dilute HCl as compared to zinc metal. In this diagram you can see that when magnesium metal is reacted with dilute hydrochloric acid, 16 bubbles are evolved in 10 seconds. At the same time, in another test tube, when the reaction is carried out between zinc and dilute hydrochloric acid, 7 bubbles evolved in 10 seconds, and in middle test tube you will find that there is no reaction between copper and hydrochloric acid. So from this example we can conclude that in case of magnesium the rate of formation of bubbles is more. In case of zinc the formation of bubbles is less. That means we can say that the rate of any chemical reaction, it also depends upon the nature of the reactant. Either the reactant is more reactive or less reactive. The second factor which affects the rate of chemical reaction, that is the size of the reactant particles. The rate of chemical reaction also depends upon the size of the particles of reactants taking part in the reaction. Smaller the size of the reactant particles taking part in a reaction, faster will be the rate of reaction. Means if the size of particles is small, the rate of reaction is faster, and if the size of reactant particles are large, then the rate of reaction is slow. Let us discuss in the further example. When the zinc dust and zinc piece are treated with dilute hydrochloric acid in two different test tubes, more bubbles of hydrogen gas are evolved in case of zinc dust than piece of zinc. In this figure, you can see that when the piece of zinc is reacted with dilute hydrochloric acid, less bubbles are evolved. At the same time, when the zinc dust is reacted with dilute hydrochloric acid, more bubbles are evolved. That means the rate of chemical reaction is affected by the size of the reactant particles. The reason behind this that smaller the particles, the more will be the total surface area and faster will be the rate of reaction. Third factor which affects the rate of reaction is concentration of the reactants. A chemical reaction takes place due to the collision of the reactant particles. When the reaction takes place, there is a collision between the reactant particles or molecules, and it leads to the formation of the products. Higher the concentration of the reactants, more will be the frequency of the collisions, more and more particles will collide with each other, and faster will be the rate of reaction. To understand the concentration of the reactants on the rate of reaction, we will take an example. When calcium carbonate is reacted with dilute HCl, and in another test tube when it is reacted with concentrated HCl, the formation of carbon dioxide bubbles are more in case of concentrated HCl, while the formation of bubbles of carbon dioxide are less in case of dilute HCl. In this case, you will find that the one reactant is same, that is the calcium carbonate, but we have taken dilute HCl and concentrated HCl. In case of concentrated HCl, the formation of carbon dioxide bubbles are more, while in case of dilute HCl, the formation of bubbles of carbon dioxide is less. In short, we can say that the rate of reaction also depends upon the concentration of the reactants. The fourth factor which affects the rate of chemical reaction, that is temperature of the reactants. When the temperature of the reactants is increased, the kinetic energy of the reactant molecule increases. As a result, the number of collisions increases, and therefore the rate of chemical reaction increases. More will be the kinetic energy, more will be the collisions, and more will be the rate of reaction. For example, when calcium carbonate means limestone, when heated, it decomposes to give carbon dioxide, which turns lime water milky. On the other hand, lime water does not turn milky before heating the limestone because of zero rate of reaction. Means when the calcium carbonate is not heated, the lime water doesn't turn milky, but when calcium carbonate is strongly heated, it undergo decomposition, and lime water turns milky. That means due to the temperature of the reaction or reactants, there is a increase in the rate of a chemical reaction. The last factor which affects the rate of reaction, that is catalyst. Catalyst is a substance which does not take part in the chemical reaction, but due to its presence, the rate of a chemical reaction changes. For example, when the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide is carried out at room temperature, there is a formation of water and oxygen bubbles, but this reaction takes more time. But when the same reaction is carried out in the presence of manganese dioxide, here manganese dioxide acts as a catalyst, the rate of reaction increases. In other words, we can say that the reaction is same, but only due to the presence of manganese dioxide, the rate of reaction increases. Now why does this happen? Because these catalysts, they increases the kinetic energy as well as activation energy of the reactant particles.